Hello, this is John McQuay with 8541 Tactical. I'm here with you today to do a short review of the Pulsar Recon 550R night vision device. This is a digital night vision monocular. It does not use the standard night vision tubes that you see in the Gen 1 through Gen 3 devices used by our military and used by law enforcement. This actually works a whole lot more like a digital camera or a camcorder. It has a light sensing chip inside the device, so it takes the light that comes in through the lens, turns it into electronic information, and then outputs it on a screen for viewing by your eye. It has a couple of neat features built into it. The 550R has both picture taking ability and video record ability. We'll show you a couple of examples of the output that this device is capable of. It made our job very easy because instead of just talking about it or instead of trying to rig a camera up to the eyepiece, we can simply record the video quality off of the device using an internal SD memory card that it comes with and then show it to you guys. Talking a bit about the functions on the device, there are 4 buttons on top. Then if you flip the device over on the back, there's a toggle switch and then 4 more buttons to activate the play and record modes of the device. Now to power it on and actually use it to observe is fairly simple. You just click the on button after installing the batteries, of course, and it comes on. You have a scroll wheel here to adjust your gain level. You adjust the objective lens for your focus, and that's about it if all you want to do is observe. It reads out your battery life inside of it, and it reads out what kind of mode the device is in, if it's in image record or video record. Now, if you decide that you actually want to record images on this, it gets a little bit more in depth. I definitely recommend, if you decide to purchase one of these, try to look through an owner's manual first and see what kind of steps are involved in it. In order to actually record video or images, you have to come on the back here and you have to turn on the recording section of the device. It'll then put you into an actual menu where you can select different options. The menu is a little bit confusing. When we first took this device out of the box, the menu was in Russian. It's made in Russia, so it defaults to that language, I guess. When we took it out of the box, put the batteries in it and fired it up, it was rather confusing because I don't read Russian at all. I had to go through the owner's manual, and luckily inside the owner's manual they have a picture of the menu in English, and so you can see where the buttons are in the picture in the owner's manual, and that corresponds to which menu selections are in the device. And I was able to fairly quickly bump it back over into an English menu so that I could use the device. When you power the device off and power it back on, it defaults back to picture taking. So if you primarily want to use video, then it's kind of infuriating because every time you turn it off and turn it back on, you have to go back through the menu and reset it to record video. Picture taking is extremely simple with it. Once you click over into the menu and select record on the back, then just simply tapping the record on the button on the top records your images. It's a fairly robust device. We didn't go kicking it across the pavement. We didn't feel the need to do that, but bouncing around on the back of a car for weeks on end, being exposed to heat and cold, we didn't see any problems with it. It didn't have a tendency to fog up even on some hot and nasty nights. The device, like most night vision devices, is dependent upon the ambient infrared illumination. You have to have some light for night vision devices to work. It doesn't need to be visible light. It can be light in the IR spectrum, but there has to be some light coming down. If you go into a closet, close the door, and there's no light seeping in around the cracks and no lights on inside the closet, you will not see anything even through a night vision device. For that reason, many night vision devices come with a built-in IR illuminator, and that's what you see right here on the Recon 550R. It has a built-in IR flashlight, but then they also put a Picatinny rail on the opposite side, which allows you to mount an optional IR spotlight. Now the IR Spotlight on the 550R is relatively low powered. You can focus the beam on the additional unit. You cannot focus the IR spot beam on the built-in light. It's good if you're trying to look at things close in an extremely dark area. Say if you were going through a cave or a warehouse, somewhere where you're close up to your targets, the onboard IR illuminator will work well. The additional IR illuminator, the accessory IR illuminator, it gives you a little bit more light, but it's not going to give you great throw. If you're trying to look at things 200, 300 yards away, the accessory or the built-in IR illuminator is not going to do you any good at all. You're going to need to be dependent upon ambient light, moonlight, starlight, or if you're in the city, street light glow, that kind of thing. Once you get used to where the controls are and going through the menu systems, the device becomes very easy to use. What a lot of people are obviously going to want to know about this, and probably why you're watching this review, is you want to know what the image quality is like out of it. It is not on par with Gen 3 night vision devices. That's to be expected. You're talking about a sub $1,000 night vision monocular. It's not fair to compare it to a $3,000 to $4,000 AMPVS 14 or $7,000 AMPVS 22. It's just not going to hold up, and that's understandable. However, what this device is good for is hunting, limited law enforcement work. You're not going to want to put one of these into any kind of situation where it requires you to identify a threat. For search and rescue type work, it'll work just fine. If you're doing observation work on a building, it'll work just fine. I wouldn't put it into any kind of SWAT use. I wouldn't put it in any kind of situation where you have to identify a shoot or no shoot target. I think for general patrol use, these things would be extremely useful. If your department has the ability to purchase a rifle-mounted night vision but doesn't have the budget to outfit the spotter with an equal level device, then these would be good to go. You can give your spotter one of these lower grade devices. He can identify a target, call the shooter onto the target, and the shooter obviously has the ultimate responsibility of determining if it's a target or if it's not. If you've enjoyed the review video today, please click the subscription button above. More subscribers means we can bring you more videos. Thank you.